The house was silent. Only the sound of a plate shattering on the marble floor was heard. Olivia's voice cut through the air. "Olivia, Grace. What is this cheap food doing on my counter?" Grace froze. Her hands were still wet from washing dishes. On the counter was a small steel tiffin. Inside was simple food: rice, lentils, and vegetables. Grace, softly, "Madam, that is my dinner. I brought it from home." Olivia's lip curled. "Olivia, in this kitchen? In my house? Are you out of your mind?" She grabbed the tiffin, walked to the bin, and turned it upside down. The food slid into the trash with a soft, ugly sound. Grace's eyes filled with tears. Her hands shook, but she stayed quiet. "Olivia, trash belongs in the trash. If you want to eat, eat the leftovers from our plates. And do it in the servant area. Not here." Mr. Carter sat at the dining table, scrolling on his phone. He didn't even look up. Mr. Carter coldly, "Olivia, don't waste time on her. She's lucky we let her work here." Grace stared at her food in the trash. Her stomach was empty. Her heart hurt even more. If you were in her place, what would you do? The doorbell rang. Mr. Carter smiled. "Mr. Carter, the guests will be here at 8. Tonight's dinner is very important. Don't mess this up, Grace." The screen fades to black. The Carter family was rich. Their house was huge. Crystal lights. Glass stairs. Expensive paintings everywhere. But inside the kitchen, there was only one thing that mattered to Grace right now. Her food in the trash. She bent down, her eyes on the bin. The smell of dal and rice mixed with the smell of waste. Grace thought, "This is my hard work, this is for my son," and they threw it like dirt. She whispered to herself, "God, please give me strength." Sophie, the teenage daughter, walked in with her phone. "Sophie, Mom, what's going on?" Olivia, annoyed. "Your maid thinks this is a public mess hall. She brought her little poor people food into my kitchen." Sophie gave a small, cruel laugh. "Sophie, you. Look at it. So oily. So basic. Who eats that?" She took a tissue and covered her nose. Grace felt her cheeks burn. Her eyes stayed on the floor. Grace, quietly, "Madam, I was just going to eat quickly and then continue work. I did not mean." Olivia cut her off. "Olivia, enough. People like you should know their place. You clean. You cook what we tell you. You do not bring your village smell into my kitchen. Understand?" Grace nodded. Her voice broke. "Grace, yes, madam. I am sorry." Mr. Carter walked in, fixing his cufflinks. "Mr. Carter, what is this drama now? I have a big dinner tonight. Clients are coming. Millions are on the table. And you are shouting because of a maid?" Olivia, pointing at Grace, "Then tell her to behave. She thinks she is part of the family." Mr. Carter finally looked at Grace. His eyes were cold. "Mr. Carter, Grace, next time I see your food here, you're fired. I don't care if you cry. There are 100 more like you waiting outside this gate." Those words hit like a slap. "There are 100 more like you." Grace lowered her head. "Grace, yes, sir." Her stomach growled softly. She put a hand on it so no one would hear. Liam, the little 7-year-old son, stood at the kitchen door watching. Liam, innocent. "Grace auntie, are you hungry?" Olivia snapped. "Olivia, Liam, go to your room. Don't talk to the staff like that." Liam frowned. "Liam, but she always makes my breakfast. She looks tired." Mr. Carter, harsh. "Liam, do as your mother says. Now." Liam walked away, confused. He looked back at Grace once. Her eyes had tears, but she gave him a small smile. Grace thought, "I must stay strong. My son Ethan is waiting at home. I can't lose this job." She went back to work. She stirred the soup for the guests. Her hands were steady, but inside she was shaking. Later, in the small servant area, she sat alone. No plate. No food. She drank a glass of water and closed her eyes. Grace in her mind, "Ethan, my child. Mama will not eat tonight so you can eat tomorrow." The clock moved toward 8 p.m. The dinner guests were about to arrive. And something was about to happen that no one in that house expected. What happens when you throw someone's dignity in the trash? Sometimes, life throws something back at you. By 8 p.m., the Carter house was shining. The dining table was set with fancy plates and glasses. Tall candles. White flowers. Everything looked perfect from the outside. Mr. Carter checked his watch. "Mr. Carter, Olivia, are the caterers here?" Olivia, "Yes," they called. "They're on the way. They said 10 more minutes." He nodded. "Mr. Carter, good. Tonight's deal will make me one of the top businessmen in the city. Mr. Daniels is not easy to impress. Everything must be perfect." Grace stood in a corner, near the kitchen door. She had cleaned every spot, every spoon. But inside, she felt empty. She thought, they don't even care if I eat or not. To them, I am just another hand to use. Suddenly, the sky roared. Thunder. Then heavy rain. Within minutes, water pounded against the windows. Liam ran in, excited. Liam, it's raining so hard. But Mr. Carter looked worried. His phone rang. He answered quickly. Mr. Carter, hello? A panicked voice spoke from the other side. Caterer, sir, we are so sorry. Our van is stuck in the flood near the bridge. The road is blocked. We cannot reach your house in time. Mr. Carter's face turned red. Mr. Carter, what do you mean you can't reach? Do you know who I am? I have VIP guests tonight. Caterer, sir, we really tried. The police have closed the road. It is not safe. We can refund. Mr. Carter cut the call and threw his phone onto the sofa. Mr. Carter, shouting, unbelievable. Incompetent fools. Olivia put a hand on her forehead. Olivia, what are we going to do now? Mr. Daniels will be here in 20 minutes. We have nothing to serve. Sophie, worried now, can't we order something online? Olivia, frustrated, have you seen the rain? No one will deliver here on time. They all went silent. Then their eyes slowly turned to one person. Grace. She stepped back a little when she felt their eyes on her. Grace, nervous. Is everything okay, sir? Mr. Carter's jaw was tight. Mr. Carter, can you cook a full dinner for 6 people in 20 minutes? Grace's heart jumped. Grace, sir, 20 minutes is very less. And we do not have many ingredients. The caterers were supposed to bring. Olivia snapped. Olivia, oh great. The village chef is scared now. Grace swallowed. Grace, softly, Madam, I can try. If we have rice, lentils, some vegetables, I can make simple but good food. But it will not be like your fancy restaurant dishes. Olivia rolled her eyes. Olivia, we can't serve poor people food to millionaires, Carter. Mr. Carter thought for a moment. He was desperate. Mr. Carter, you know what, forget it. We will manage with snacks and excuses. Grace, just stay out of the way. And don't embarrass us. Grace nodded, but inside she was hurt again. They don't want my food for their rich guests, but they threw my food in the trash like it was dirt. The doorbell rang. Liam, excited, they're here. Mr. Carter straightened his tie. Olivia fixed her hair. They opened the door. There stood Mr. Daniels, a rich businessman in his 50s, with his wife and daughter. But they were not alone. Standing slightly behind them, holding a small umbrella, was Grace's teenage son, Ethan. And next to him, holding a small tiffin, was Grace herself. Grace froze. The Carters froze. Olivia whispered, what is SHE doing here? And why is he with Mr. Daniels? Something was very, very wrong. And the Carters could feel it. Mr. Daniels smiled warmly. Mr. Daniels, Mr. Carter. Thank you for having us. They shook hands. But Mr. Carter's eyes kept going to Grace and Ethan behind them. Mr. Carter, forcing a smile. Of course, Mr. Daniels. Please come in. What a surprise, you brought, extra guests. Mr. Daniels laughed. Mr. Daniels, oh, yes. I hope you don't mind. We were on our way here when the rain became heavy. We stopped at a small food stall near the main road. And there, we tasted the most amazing food. His wife added with shining eyes. Mrs. Daniels, it was simple but full of love. The kind of food you never forget. Mr. Daniels put a hand on Ethan's shoulder. Mr. Daniels, this young man was selling the food. He said his mother cooked it at home. When I heard his mother works in this house, I insisted they both come with us. Olivia's mouth dropped open. Olivia, whispering, Grace? Grace clutched her tiffin tightly. Her hands were shaking. Grace quietly, I am sorry, sir. I did not know they would bring me here like this. Mr. Daniels turned to her. Mr. Daniels, Grace, don't apologize. You should be proud. That dal and rice you made? Better than any 5-star meal I've had in years. He looked at Mr. Carter. Mr. Daniels, you are a very lucky man to have her working in your home. Those words hit the room like thunder. Mr. Carter's smile froze. Olivia looked like she had been slapped with her own pride. Sophie whispered, wait, that poor basic food. Liam stepped closer to Grace. Liam, softly, is that the same food you brought today? Grace's eyes filled with tears again. She nodded. Grace, yes, Beta. But, your mother threw it in the trash. She said it does not belong in this kitchen. The room went silent. Even the rain outside seemed to pause. Mr. Daniels' smile faded. Mr. Daniels slowly, she threw it in the trash? Mr. Carter tried to laugh it off. Mr. Carter, nervous, Oh, small misunderstanding. Big houses, big rules, haha. Come, let's sit. The dinner. Mr. Daniels raised a hand. Mr. Daniels firm. What dinner, Mr. Carter? Your maid's son told us what happened. How his mother often goes hungry so he can eat. How she cooked that food for herself tonight, and it ended up in the trash. Olivia's face turned pale. Olivia, he's lying. He's just a poor boy looking for sympathy. Ethan spoke, his voice honest and full of pain. Ethan, no, madam. I don't want your sympathy. I just told them the truth. My mom did not eat all day. She made that food to stay strong for work. She even told me, I will not eat so you can have extra tomorrow. His voice broke. Tears rolled down his cheeks. Ethan. But then she called me and said, Ethan, I am sorry. The food is gone. She did not tell me why. I found out later. Mr. Daniels looked around the fancy house. The big chandelier. The long table. Then his eyes rested on Grace. Mr. Daniels to her, how many years have you worked here? Grace wiped her eyes. Grace, 6 years, sir. Mr. Daniels, and they still treat you like trash? Mr. Carter tried to regain control. Mr. Carter, look, this is all being blown out of proportion. She is a maid. She is paid. We are not running a charity here. That was it. Something changed in the air. Mr. Daniels straightened his coat. Mr. Daniels cold now. Mr. Carter. I always say, how a man treats the weakest person in his home shows his real character. Today, I have seen your true character. Mr. Carter felt fear for the first time that night. Mr. Carter, please, don't misunderstand. We can talk. Mr. Daniels, no. I will not sign a deal with someone who treats loyal workers like this. Money is not more important than basic respect. He turned to Grace. Mr. Daniels gently. Grace, if you ever want a job where you are treated like a human being, call me. My wife would be honored to have you manage our kitchen. Mrs. Daniels smiled at Grace. Mrs. Daniels, we need your recipes. Grace covered her mouth with her hand. Tears poured down her face. No one had ever spoken to her like that. Olivia panicked. Olivia, wait. You can't just walk away over some cheap food. Liam suddenly shouted. Liam, Mom, stop. Everyone looked at him. Liam's eyes were red. Liam, you always shout at Grace auntie. You never say thank you. She takes care of me more than you do. She was hungry and you threw her food in the trash. That's not cheap. That's cruel. Olivia's face crumbled. She had no words. Sophie looked at her feet, ashamed. Sophie whispering, I laughed at her food. I'm sorry, Grace. Grace shook her head gently. Grace, it's okay, Beta. But Mr. Carter knew it was not okay. He stepped closer to Mr. Daniels. Mr. Carter, desperate. Please, give me one chance. I will fix this. I will apologize. Just don't cancel the deal. Mr. Daniels looked at him with disappointment. Mr. Daniels, don't apologize to me. You didn't hurt me. You hurt her. Now the rich man, the powerful man, turned slowly. His ego dropped. His voice softened. Mr. Carter to Grace. Grace. I am sorry. The words felt heavy in his mouth. His eyes were wet. Mr. Carter, I spoke to you like you were nothing. I let your food be thrown away like it had no value. But it was my value that was missing, not yours. Olivia's eyes filled with tears too. Olivia, shaking. Grace. I was wrong. I was arrogant. I am really, really sorry. If you decide to leave this job, I will understand. I don't deserve your forgiveness. But, if you stay, I promise, things will change. For the first time, the rich family stood with their heads bowed. In front of the maid. The power had shifted. Grace looked at Ethan. He gave her a small nod, as if to say, it's your choice, Mama. Grace took a deep breath. Grace, gently. I will not stay in a place where my dignity lives in the trash. But I forgive you. Not for you. For my own heart. I don't want to carry hate. She turned to Mr. Daniels. Grace, sir, I don't know how to work in big houses like yours. But I can cook with love. Mr. Daniels smiled. Mr. Daniels, that's all we need. He looked back at Mr. Carter. Mr. Daniels firm. The deal is off. Those 4 words hit harder than any shout. As Grace and Ethan walked out with Mr. Daniels and his family, Liam ran to her. Liam crying, Grace auntie, will you come back? Grace hugged him. Grace, softly. Whenever you eat, remember to say thank you to the hands that cooked it. That is enough for me. He nodded, sobbing. The door closed behind them. Inside, the rich family sat at their long, empty dining table. No food. No guests. No deal. Only silence. And regret. Outside in a small car, Grace opened her tiffin. The same simple food. Rice, lentils, vegetables. But this time, she shared it with people who truly respected it. And respected her. Ethan, smiling through tears, Mama, do you realize? Tonight, your trash food changed our life. Grace smiled, eyes shining. Grace, no, Beta. It is not the food. It is how we treat people who serve it. Ending message. When you throw someone's dignity in the trash, life will one day serve you the same plate. Respect the people who cook your food, clean your home, and care for your children. Because without them, even the richest table can be empty.